Okay, 0 serve 0.
And we are back. You heard the score, 0 serve 0. This is the men's open semifinal match between Alan Garner and Nikki Anthony from WIT in Ireland.
This is our first look at Nikki Anthony, Dave. Upset number 4 seed Abe Montillo in the first round. That was an 11-10 thrilling upset.
Point.
I don't think Nikki's seen the kind of power and offense that the blonde bombshell brings to the table.
2 serve 0.
Score is 2-0. You're right. We decided to put this one on the live webcast because Nikki deserves some time on this webcast due to the fact that he knocked off a couple people that were pretty good in this tournament.
I'll tell you, Dave, I sparred with the bombshell a little bit yesterday, and he was barely trying, and he was hitting shots that I just couldn't believe.
3 serve 0.
He hit some serves that were about 2 inches high off the front wall that cracked out flat 1 inch past the short line. I think I was able to touch the ball on the third bounce.
Side out. Zero serves 3.
The score is 0-3. Nikki Anthony from WIT College
Short.
in Ireland versus San Antonio University.
Second serve.
Actually, San Antonio College's Alan Garner.
Nikki looks a little bit weak with his overhand left. Seen him miss the ceiling here already 3 times with that overhand left.
Right out.
That's just not the kind of shot that you'd expect to see, having never played
3 serve 0.
a player of the caliber of the blonde bombshell. Alan takes up off the back wall with his left hand and drills it cross court past Nikki.
Nice dig right there from Nikki. Look at that from Alan Garner.
Nikki reminds me a little bit of Brian Carroll in his movement here early on in this semifinal match.
Score is 4-0.
Point.
We appreciate the fact that you're tuning in to this live webcast at WePlayHandball.com of the World Intercollegiate 4-ball Handball Championships, Tempe, Arizona, ASU, 5-0. First game, men's semifinals of the Open, Alan Garner versus Nikki Anthony, and that drive pass shot right there with the left hand, making it 6-0.
6 serve 0.
You see Alan with enough strength to just paddle that ball straight down the walls and still get enough power on it to drive his opponent back.
Nikki actually giving Alan a tour of the court here.
Smart shot there from Alan. Nice get. Like to see Alan come in and take that ball out of the air. You see a lot of players keeping points alive by flipping the ball. That was a beautiful kill there from Nikki, but a lot of players keeping the ball alive by flipping the ball into the back wall and then the front wall.
0 serve 6.
I'd like to see players come in and take that ball out of the air, take the time away from the retriever.
Right out.
Score is 0-6. Make that 6-0. Alan Garner serving. His family back at home. Dr. Allison Garner watching a live webcast. Jim Garner, as well as his sister, his brother Aaron, his other brother Alex. Even the maid is watching. And of course, Alan's wife is sitting in the third row. I don't know why she's
7 serve 0.
3 back instead of 1 back, but she's got the cheap seats.
Actually, she told me she likes the view better from the third row. You get more of a overhead perspective.
Side out.
Some good handball up there. Well, we're even further back. We would be considered like the 7th row, although we're the 4th.
We're basically in the luxury box.
We're looking down upon the courts.
0 serve 7.
0-7. You heard the score. It's Nikki Anthony from WIT, which I believe stands for Wexford Institute of Technology, and I know I just said that wrong, so I apologize back home.
I like that shot there from Nikki.
Point.
Surprised Allen didn't take that ball with his right, let that ball get behind him, and it died in that back left corner.
1 serve 7.
The score is 1-7.
It's really the last serve that you want to hit Allen Garner.
Point.
Any chance Allen has to set up and blast the ball off the back wall with either hand, you're going to be in trouble.
2 serve 7.
Allen had to go around, but he's not lobbying for a screen. That was a late point call from Jesse. He was, I believe, Jesse Aranda was waiting to see if Allen wanted that, but he didn't.
Nikki camps out up there in that front court. He's got nice hands there in the front court. He's got that nice soft touch kill that he's shown us a couple of times down the right and in the corners.
Is that a new shot from Allen Garner right there? That ball from Nikki makes it.
Allen overhits that two-wall pass. Nikki misses a relatively easy left corner kill there off the back wall.
7 serves 3.
Actually, Dave, Allen likes that overhand fish shot. He'll use it with both hands. That's really the shot he likes, though.
Allen is both left and right-handed. I know this has always been a debatable subject, but
8 serves 3.
I think they call that ambidextrous. Could you also say he's neither-handed if he's both?
Maybe. And he serves right-handed. He has a lot of power from the right side, but he does a lot of his daily duties with his left hand.
That's true. He writes with his left and eats with his left.
He doesn't consider himself a lefty, though. A little slight block right there. I thought that ball double bounced, but it looked like Nikki dug it out.
I agree with you. This is an interesting matchup, Dave. Very much a contrast in styles.
Point.
And a timeout call from Nikki Anthony.
Nikki not used to playing at this pace. I can see he's already breathing heavily. Calls a timeout that was not a strategic timeout either, Dave. That was a timeout to try and catch his breath after that 39-shot rally.
You're watching the World Intercollegiate Four-Wall Handball Championships from ASU in Tempe, Arizona, alongside Dave Fink. My name is Dave Vincent. We appreciate the fact that you have tuned in to watch these games as we watch Jake Plummer, former Arizona State University quarterback standout, Heisman candidate in his last year. Also former quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Get prepared to play an exhibition doubles match. I believe he's going to get on the court with you. And I now know John Bike is here, and he might also get on there. So we're expecting to see Jake play, get those gloves on, which is kind of cool.
10 seconds.
I doubt it will make the live webcast, but it will be fun for those that are wanting to watch some different style of handball from the top players.
Allen Garner very serious about this match today, Dave
serving
Vincent.
3.
Allen Garner currently ranked number 3 in the world. He's taking on an unknown player here, and I'll tell you, he's as serious and focused for this match as I've seen him for any match. I saw him upstairs riding the bike, getting a sweat going before this match. He got in early last night to prepare for this semifinal. Very serious about winning this event. You know, he got a taste of that
Side out.
feeling of being right there at the top of the game in Portland at the
3
World
serving
Championships,
10.
and it's really spurred him, motivated him.
And you can tell a difference in his game, too, just by sparring with him.
Absolutely. There's a confidence about him, and there's a resolve that he's bringing to the court now that he didn't necessarily bring to every tournament.
That looked like a double bounce there, Dave.
I actually thought Nicky picked that one up.
Side out.
These guys are so smooth with their hands that they can dig those balls out
10 serving 3.
right at the last second with just a little daylight underneath the ball and the glove.
Surprised we haven't seen the bombshell go to his power serve. We know he's been working on that serve a lot. I like that shot a lot. That's a beautiful shot there from Allen. That's his 7th kill off the back wall with his left hand here early in this first game.
11 serves 3.
I know because I marked it off on my tablet.
You carry that tablet everywhere you go.
Right out.
There's a miss right there in the right corner from Allen. You have matches that date back
3 serves 11.
to May of '05 on that tablet from the webcast booth.
It's true.
We'll replay that.
That's a good call from the referee, who
Screen ball.
No argument there from TB. His friends call him
3 serves
Bomb.
11.
Alan Garner, just 24 years of age, Dave, which is old by the standards of this tournament, but for as long as we've seen him in the spotlight in pro handball,
11
very
serves
young
3.
man. Really announced his arrival at the 2005 Nationals, losing in the semifinals there to
Second serve.
one of our great friends and great players, Danny Bell.
I remember people talking about him at the 2004
Point.
Nationals when he was only 18. Actually, just shy of his 18th birthday.
12 serves 3.
Actually, it wouldn't have been just shy because
It was
his
just
birthday's
past
okay.
the 18th. His birthday's in April.
Didn't want to have Dr. Allison calling
Second
us and
serve.
letting us know.
That's a good point. Birthday's in April. It was just after his 18th birthday. They were talking about him in Portland, Oregon in 2004. And
That's a beautiful shot there. That's
Point.
just so much strength there in the upper body that he's able to turn on that ball, on a ball that was basically behind him
13 serving 3.
with his
13
left
to 3.
hand.
You're right. Went over the top of it to keep it down.
Actually, Alan Garner and one of his chief rivals, Sean Lenning, the same age, born just a week apart.
That's true.
There's a report that Sean Lenning may be making an
14
appearance here
serving
today, taking the festivities.
That would be nice.
Short.
I'd love to talk to
Second
Sean
serve.
Lenning.
Sean's, you never know if he'll actually talk to you, but he may be here. Sean's one of the superstars in our sport.
Sean left the game of handball for a short time. Now he's coming back, and there's a beautiful shot from Alan Garner.
15 serving 3.
15 to 3.
With his hands on his knees waiting for the serve, he's incredibly tired here. I'll tell you, Dave, I sparred with the bombshell yesterday. We played a couple of quick games to 7, and I was breathing heavy. I thought I was in shape, found out that I wasn't. It's a different animal when you get in there with the bombshell. He's got so much strength and power.
So is it TB for the bomb or bombshell BS? Which one is he?
No, it's TB.
Okay.
No.
Well, you just called him bombshell just now, and I.
Well, you don't say BS.
Okay.
You either say TB or bombshell.
Okay. All right. All right.
Bombshell's one word. You wouldn't say
That's true.
BS.
Would just say B. You're watching the World Intercollegiate Four-Wall
Time in.
Handball Championships. Tempe,
3 serves
Arizona at
15.
ASU.
The bombshell just cruising through this match so far. He almost looks like you taking a nice
Check it.
friendly stroll up I-10 coming to this event.
To a KFC drive-through. That's the only friendly stroll I do.
3 serves 15.
I know it's not a friendly stroll when you go through that buffet line.
Not for the carrot cake section. But
actually, Nikki overcommitting there to that shot. Nikki forced to guess, but he
15
jumped
serves 3.
just a little too far forward there and opened up that pass. Allen didn't hit a great pass shot there, but it was good enough.
Point.
And that's the serve that we're talking about right there. That was about 2.5 inches off the front wall.
16 serves 3.
Allen gets that ace down the right and decides to go to the left after that. I think he's going to pull that right side serve out in the next round if he goes there.
Interestingly, Dave, that most of the top pros' best serve is down the right, even though nearly every pro is right-handed.
17 serves 3.
Allen puts a lot of natural on that serve. Very hard to read coming off his hand.
Point. $18 serves 3.
18 serves 3. Look at that ball.
You see Allen really come over the top of that ball,
Point.
use that shoulder.
Well, he telegraphs it.
That's true.
19 serves 3.
I don't know how much tape Nicky's been studying coming into this match.
That's a natural. That ball really jumped out.
Had so much juice on it, hit that sidewall and still kept moving.
Here's a setup for Nicky.
You hate to say it, Dave, but this is pretty much what we expected. You've got the #2 player in the world playing against one of the top college players.
20 serves 3.
There's a big difference there. Certainly a great experience for Nicky.
It's a good game. 2-5.
To get the opportunity to play against somebody like a bombshell here in a big event can only help him down the road.
You're watching the live webcast brought to you by the World Players of Handball, the Intercollegiate World Handball Championships in Tempe, Arizona. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Dave Fink. Alan Garner from San Antonio College versus Nicky Anthony from Witt in Ireland. We're in the middle of a 5-minute timeout. We would like to remind you to support the WPH and purchase your all-access pass membership to get tips from the pros, free online viewing of the magazine, webcasting, video uploads to our server, DVDs, and so much more.
For those of you who have not seen the online magazine, it is a must-read. A lot of great articles in there. I particularly enjoy the article written by Fred Lewis and Stuffy Singer.
About how to beat Paul Brady.
Some excellent points in there that
I
you'll definitely have to check out.
Share with you.
Okay, but you don't have to hold my hand while you share it.
I'm sorry. I know there's a no touching rule in the broadcast booth here, but yeah, this is a good story. I think you're going to like this. Patty Gaffney, who's the coach of the DIT team, printed out your tournament prep article, made 20 copies, and gave it to all of the students. And he said that they're actually practicing some of the things that are written in your tournament preparation article, which is put into that online magazine. That's a true story. I'm
Very
not just
cool.
saying that to make you feel good. You know how I work. I could easily have
could have gone the other way.
Could have gone the other way. But I thought that was very interesting. And, you know, some of these students are doing that. They're taking the prep articles, are reading it, and they're saying, you know what, let's try those things out. You know, you talk about some of the approach offensively after the serve, and some of these guys are saying, well, you know, let's just see how it works out. Some of them are seeing results. You're finding that, and this isn't a knock to the programs, but you're finding with a lot of these kids, Dave Chapman brought this up the other day, that when he gets in the court with a lot of these athletes, whether they're juniors or longtime handball players, he's seeing a lot of misinformation from coaches that are giving them a different approach to the style of game. And that's not a knock on these coaches, but you know, I know that you had to go in and reprogram a lot of people who have just never heard it from a pro player's perspective.
Well, a good example of that is I was watching one of the matches yesterday. I think it was the BC men's, and I heard one of the coaches telling his player, just keep the ball in play. I almost cringed just listening to that. Just keep the ball in play. So certainly they're doing the best they can, but maybe don't have the knowledge that a pro player does who's grown up around the sport and spent their whole life playing it.
And that's why you're here this this weekend. You're here to get on the court with the players, also do a lot of webcasting. It's been mainly webcasting for you, and I know that you'd rather get on the court than to sit here next to me on your feet for 8 straight hours, but we appreciate it either way.
Well, we might just be on our feet on the court together today.
I don't know. I've retired. That's a fact.
There's actually an online poll right now that's about to be posted on the message board. Courtney Pachot and David Fink taking on Jake Plummer and Dave Vincent. Who do you think would win? Vote now. Gene Casimoto will be tallying those votes, and the match will be taking place here in just a couple of hours. We'll let you know the results.
Can't wait to see what those results are. I think there should be a third question on there, whether or not I will even play.
Wouldn't that be the second question?
I've already announced my retirement.
I've announced several retirements of my own.
I'm different. I actually follow through with the things I say.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
I always under-deliver and over-promise. So you're watching the World Intercollegiate Four-Wall Handball Championships. We're between games from San Antonio College, Alan Garner versus Nicky Anthony from Witt in Ireland. It was Alan winning the first one, 21-3. We do have confirmation that Eric Hilgren will face Luis Moreno in the lower bracket semifinals coming up right after this one.
A lot of people may not remember, but one of the great moments in Eric Hilgren's career, although in a lost to Luis Moreno in the 2006 Collegiate Nationals. That was in Orange County, losing to Luis Moreno 11-10 in the tiebreaker. So Eric sort of announced his arrival into top-level handball with that performance. Luis Moreno actually playing Eric Hilgren last year at the Rodney Fink Classic in Pittsburgh and beating him fairly easily. So this will be their third meeting. Luis leads that series 2-0.
As we watch play here, resuming with Alan Garner. Now the great supporter of the WPH, Fred Banfield, has made it to the top row. Fred Banfield, the owner of Mintech in Tucson. That's where the WPH headquarters are located, inside the Mintech office on Fort Lowell. Fred Banfield is my former doubles partner, since I now have retired. No longer will play. 0 serve 0. Nicky Anthony from Witt now serving. That's a screen, not called. You disagree with me on that. I'm just assuming.
I do.
Side out.
I don't think it affected play all that much.
All that much.
0 serve 0.
Not enough to warrant a screen call. A lot of people, Dave, think that the screen call should be eliminated on the serve.
Point.
The score is 1-0. I want to say hello to Jim
1
Garner,
serve 0.
Alan Garner's father, Alex, Aaron, Allison.
I think the Garners may be tired of being said hello to. I think that's about the 5th time we've said hello to
Well, I
them.
forgot the sister, Emily.
Well, you said the sister.
I didn't say her name.
Okay.
Don't want to leave her out. Emily recovering from knee surgery,
Point.
a soccer injury. She's not too unfamiliar with handball. She plays wall
2
ball in the
serve 0.
garage with the boys.
Point.
Great strength there from Allen. He actually hits that with an
3
open
serve
stance
0.
off of his back foot, but he's strong enough to pull that shot off. That's a nice get. Allen will tell you that he's really slow.
Yeah.
He'll say it in his own critique of his game. I happen to disagree with him. I think his retrieving ability
0
has
serve
improved
3.
dramatically in the last 2 years, particularly in the last 4 or 5 months. He may not be the the fastest guy in a sprint, but he covers the court extremely well, particularly in his newly motivated state of mind. He credits that new motivation to his lovely bride,
3-0.
Erica Garner. Erica made her first appearance
Point.
in a big way, really, in Portland. A lot of our webcast viewers will remember her.
Or remember hearing
4-0.
4-0. Erica Garner is the second greatest thing to ever happen to Alan.
And the punchline is?
There's no punch. Well, we are the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Okay.
We made him.
That's
5-0.
That's true.
Without us, where would he be? So I guess there is a punchline. It's kind of an inside joke, but
Point.
only you and I got it. And even then, that's debatable.
6-0.
6-0. How did Alan know that Nikki was going to cheat over there? You know, Nikki's going to go home and say, I just played Alan Garner. You guys,
Point.
This guy's good.
7-0.
Nikki might be thinking to himself, why did I have to win that first round match 11-10? Wow.
Point.
Just makes it look so easy.
Eight to 0.
Score is 8-0.
Right out.
That was an overhit from Alan Garner.
0 serves 8.
0 serves 8 now. You should see Jeff Kastner working on different camera angles for us here, Dave. Look over to our right. He's working on a crowd angle.
8 serves 0.
Jeff always at work trying to improve this live webcast.
Jeff and I actually sharing a room this week. He hasn't said a word to me yet.
Well, when he does, it'll be more than one word more than he has said to me.
Point.
Nikki just out of sorts here right now. You know, Dave, having played some good handball before your retirement, it's very difficult to acclimate yourself to a different level. It takes a lot of match play before you're comfortable in there with a player the caliber of Alan. Haven't seen Nikki play yet, but you have to think he's a little bit overwhelmed right now.
Right out. Zero serves 9.
0-9. This is the second game. Alan wins the first one, 21-3.
Nice point there from Nikki, but Alan picks that ball up. Nice get.
You were counting Alan out on that.
Right out.
Almost. Alan goes from defense to offense so quickly.
9 serves 0.
9-0. This is the World Intercollegiate Four-Wall Handball Championships at Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona, which is just next door to Phoenix, a town that has a few million people. Campus has over 50,000 that are enrolled. This is a gigantic campus. We've interviewed some schools here, Dave, where the campus is sized with only 5,000.
Point.
They had 10 kids on their handball team. ASU has 50,000 kids and only about
10
3
0.
on their team.
Hopefully that'll change after some of these 50,000 are exposed to
Point.
this great game. He had about a 1-inch window to put that ball into, and he did.
He threaded the needle on that one. You called it a mouse.
11 serves 0.
That was like a Jake Plummer bullet on a slant pass that he threw just about 2 blocks away from here at Sun Devil Stadium, both as a college player and an
12 serves
NFL
0.
player. Played in the same stadium in both college and the pros.
I told Jake Plummer that, you know, I used to follow his career when he was a Phoenix Cardinal.
Point.
And he said, well, you know, you must not have followed it too well since they called it Arizona Cardinals since my freshman year in college.
13 serve 0.
It was about, I don't know, 4 years prior to
Point.
being in the NFL. They changed it from Phoenix to Arizona, so obviously you don't follow too well.
14 serve 0.
I said, thank you for making me look bad. He said, well, you do a good job yourself.
In your defense, though, I mean, is it the Anaheim Angels or the California Angels of Anaheim?
Right, I don't know anymore.
It's, right.
15 serve 0.
15 serve 0. Nicky is not a bad handball player. That's the thing. This kid is good. It's just that Alan Garner is number 2 or 3 best player in the world right now. I don't know if that's even debatable.
0 serves 15.
0 serves 15.
Alan Garner has been in the finals in his last 2 pro events. Excuse me, the last 3. He's won 1, lost in the finals in 2. He recently lost in the finals to the great one, Dave Chapman, in Atlanta. That was in January. He won the Tucson Y2K tournament this year. Beat former nemesis Emmett Peixote in the semifinals. Then defeated hometown hero Luis Moreno. And of course we know what happened in Portland. And he defeated Owen Kennedy, David Chapman,
Luis
Moreno,
yeah.
and then eventually losing a thrilling, heartbreaking match to the great Paul Brady.
I told Alan if you would have won that match, I would have never played again after going through that crowd. I mean, that could have been one of the toughest draws that you've ever seen anybody have to go through.
Point.
He was just a couple points away from winning that tournament.
1 serve 16.
1 serve 16. Then he came back at the Y2K event and won that versus Luis Moreno in a tiebreaker. And he did not play in the Jake Plummer event up in Idaho in October, or else we might have seen him in the finals there. But his arm was hurt, and he was thinking about not even attending the World Tournament.
16
said, yeah, my arm's hurt. I don't think I'm going to play handball for the rest of the year. Next thing you know, he goes through one of the toughest draws. And he accredits that a lot to his wife. At the time, they weren't married, Erica Garner. There you can hear her in the crowd.
1 serving 16. Point.
It's one of the few mistakes the Bombshells made here.
2 serving 16.
2 to 16.
That's great power there from Allen. Really not much you can do there if you're Nicky after you serve up a big back wall setup.
Do you think that if it was physically possible, could you go into a court and hit just 2-wall pass shots and be successful with power? Just every shot, like that right there. I mean, of course, court positioning means that it's almost impossible to do that, but
that's where the skinny beat comes in. Great shot there from Allen.
Point.
You hear that? Alan Garner pointing at Nicky and saying, nice hits, man. 17 serves 2.
I don't know how to answer that question that you just asked, so I'm not going to.
I knew it was going to be a stupid question when I asked it, but it just appears to me that if you can master that 2-wall pass, you have an up on a lot of other players.
Well, you know, that was the trademark of Fred Lewis's game. Fred Lewis, the president of the WPH, a 6-time national champion. That's just singles. He's got a lot more national titles to go along with those 6, but those 6 are sort of the big ones that we talk about. But he was known for hitting that perfect 2-wall pass that died deep into the corners. We know that's a shot that he preaches a lot to his kids, Luis Moreno and Abe Montillo being his top 2 players in his academy. I know you spent some time working with that academy, tweaking their hop serves and whatnot.
We talk about it a lot. I don't think my advice has ever helped. But, you know, to be honest, I have gone on the court and talked to Luis about it. And one of the things that I think that I helped him on just by spotting him through the live webcast was, on his reverse, he was hitting it slower than his natural. So I said, all we have to do to read you is wait to see the let up. When you let up, then we know it's your reverse. So
it's all about arm speed.
So now he's going through and he's slowing down his natural to match his reverse, and he's actually picked up his reverse just a little bit, so they're about the same speed. You cannot read it now, and that reverse is dead.
Time in.
Not saying that I was the one that helped, but I pointed it out, and Luis
Scores
actually
18, serving 2.
has changed his serve just a little bit now. Alan has a wicked reverse and natural, and he and I, there
Look
it is
at
right
that
there.
reverse. I thought that was a natural, and that ball hit the floor and straightened out.
We've actually talked a lot too,
19, serving 2.
but I give myself no credit for that. We'll give it to Landon Curry.
Anyone that spends time with Alan will realize he really loves to talk handball.
Wow.
Point.
He'll talk about matches, shots, strategy, whatever you want to talk about if it's handball. He's an
20,
aficionado of a
32.
lot of sports. He's actually a great athlete, the Bombshell.
Allen wins the first game 21-3 against Nicky Anthony from
Second serve.
WIT in Ireland. Here it is, his second serve at 20. Game and match, serves 2. And he's going to try to put it away there. He doesn't. I was giving Allen the setup.
20.
Then he got a real setup and he put it in the ground. 2 serves 20.
That's a great return there from Allen. That's the best serve Nicky's hit all match. Allen got his fist underneath that ball. It was only about 2 inches off the ground and punched it straight back down that left side
20,
wall.
serves 2.
Haven't seen Allen use the fly kill too much today. He's so good off the back wall, he doesn't necessarily need it, but that's the match. Allen books his ticket to tomorrow. That'll be at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. He'll be in the finals. He'll be facing the winner of our next matchup, which is the natural, Luis Moreno, and he'll be facing Big Red, Big E, Hilgren.
We are going to cover that match live on the webcast. You're watching the World Intercollegiate Handball Championships for Jeff Kastner, David Fink, and yours truly, Dave Vincent. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay here at WePlayHandball.com.